This is so foolish. Okay, we're live. Hey guys, it's Cheese and Kikis, and we are starting right at 11 o'clock. You know why? Because we can. We already have one viewer, and I'm expecting that to be the only viewer all night. Hello, how are you? If you have anything that you'd like us to discuss, by all means, please comment it, and we will try to get to it, because there's probably not going to be too many comments, so... Oop, they left. Anyway... We are live. We are here with Chainsaw. Say hello, Chainsaw.
Hello, how are you?
And we have the fabulous Charlotte.
Hi, guys.
And we have the wonderful Chloe.
Hello.
And we have the person with no face, Mads.
You still can't see a picture?
No, it's fine. Just leave it.
I swear I uploaded one.
No, it doesn't.
I can't.
The Google Plus doesn't update the picture automatically even after you change it. It takes a little bit. It's
Technology,
so dumb.
come on.
I hate
Google
it.
Plus is a mess. Okay, that's why.
I would go on cam, but I'm on the bus, so I just can't. Yeah, hi, I'm on the bus.
Wheels on the bus, stay down with this. Down with this.
Yeah.
Down with this. Wheels on the bus, stay down with this.
I can't really stand all this cisphobia right now, so
I
might have to go.
Honey, I just did a death drop into oblivion. I'm ready. Take my body, destroy me, atomize me. I'm ready. God, so how's everyone doing?
Awful.
That good, huh?
Yeah. About as good as it's gonna get.
Yeah, that's basically it, girl.
Cheese and Kikis After Dark. Everybody's bored to talk.
This is it, girl. Yeah, so today I, for the viewers that haven't, I guess, seen or heard, I started a line of spiritual supplies, and my first line, or the first product that I've produced is a line of ritual baths / spiritual baths, all handmade, hand-blended, hand-selected, and so it's called Strega Babe, if you want to look it up, STREGA space Babe. You can look me up on Facebook, and so please give us a like. And I'm setting up my Etsy shop tomorrow, so you'll be able to buy yours.
Thank you.
Yay. What if you only have a shower at home? Then what do you do?
And you're fucked.
First of all, you calm down with the background public transportation noise. But yeah, actually it's a ritual bath, so you don't need to have a bathtub. You actually pour it over your head. It's a ritual bath. So it was originally done with people who had just a bowl and a basin. So it's not something that you soak in. It's not like bath salts. It's something that you would actually use to create. So it comes with instructions on how to brew it, how to use it, what day to start, what saints to work with, and kind of gives you like a whole step-by-step. So anyway, yeah, it comes in 6 different formulas and kind of can just tackle anything that you're looking to do. They're customizable and they're mixable, so that's an important part of them as well. But anyway, today I was restocking them at Catland, where they're now carried in Brooklyn. So if you're in New York, go check out Catland Bookstore. It's on Flushing Avenue in Bushwick. And yeah, so I was actually asked to be a part of a Vice documentary. So I'm going to be in that. And so I was asked about, basically they had this guy come in and we created a face wash and a ritual bath and my partner in crime on the shoot created a sachet for him, like a bag. So yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a good experience. Vice is Vice. So, you're basically just like showing up to it with the thought in mind of like, by all means, please exploit me so I can survive capitalism. Hopefully this will get me something. So anyway.
That's awesome, though. Hopefully it'll give you a lot of exposure,
I hope so. So yeah, I'm gonna get the shop set up tomorrow, the Etsy shop, and then I also would like to shoot some YouTube videos, hopefully, so I can like do some life updates because I haven't done a video in like months. So, yeah. Yeah, so that's what's going on with me. What's going on with you, Harlot?
Aside from that riveting tale of, me entering the ranks of some LGBT club at my school, I'm absolutely nothing. Although I'm probably gonna
Phlegm. There's a lot of
be.
phlegm going on with you.
Oh yeah, that's great. I'm trying to diffuse that with some Theraflu, which is always disgusting. And yeah. So, as usual, nothing. Anybody else? What's going on with you, Chloe?
Work is actually pretty interesting. Today, a manager just randomly walked into my lab, or it seemed to me random. I'm like, are you lost? Why are you still here? You're still talking to me. Whoever you're looking for is not here. And apparently he talked to me about all the issues, or he let me explain to him all the issues that I went through over the past few months. And it actually went really good, like surprisingly good. That I'm like kind of like, are you a real person or are you an alien? Because this is the first guy that's actually acknowledged like the race component that has been a part of like this whole thing. And he like fucking listened, which is weird. So, also he took away.
Please look at the chat.
Huh?
Please look at the chat.
Yeah. He also took away. Dakota. It's like that picture I showed you. He removed it, and he's like, don't tell anyone. I removed this. You didn't see anything. I'm gonna take care of this. And yeah, it was really interesting because there was basically like a weird shrine to all the assholes that left, and he like deconstructed it. So it feels much nicer in the lab. It still smells slightly, but it's better. But
well, not all men.
not all men, I guess.
I mean, point of the story. I'm just kidding.
Always the point of the story.
But yeah, it was just kind of really random. But he's like, oh yeah, you're like, I really like this conversation. You make really good points, and it's like, for once someone conceded. Like when I talked about like the multiple layers of stuff he was going on, he was like, oh yeah, like I don't think that there was anything that you could have done because what can you do in that situation? Or like it's so complicated. Like he's actually the first person who understood all the layers of nuance. And when I told him like some of the things that another manager responded to me, he was like, oh, that's kind of shitty. And he understood that like it was kind of a bullshit line. And so it's like, okay, great. So you understand why this type of shit is okay. All right. Why it was something that couldn't be like, oh, you just need to take more initiative and blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, I couldn't have done that. So yeah. And also, my yams are done. So.
Your yams?
I'm cooking yams and broccoli.
Oh yeah, I said it earlier. I was like, do you have something you want to tell us?
I'm like,
Sunflowers and yams.
Sunflowers and yams. You don't actually need to take, any.
You just need an amethyst, some rose quartz, and some olive oil, a little bit of peppermint, and a hope and a dream.
I also add some rosemary.
And don't forget some tinted moisturizer because, that can't hurt. Oh my god. These bonnets are so cute. Oh my god.
So what's going on with you, Chainsaw?
Not much. Going around doing Halloween crap, Oh, that was hilarious. I was actually in Myers, and like there's this tiny little Halloween section because I was looking for some cheap fake blood. And this little kid got separated from her mom, and her mom just yells out, "What you doing?" She just yells back, "Looking for Halloween crap." And I just started cracking up right there because this kid was like 5.
That's funny. Matt, are you here with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, tell us what's going on.
Well, I'm on the bus, just got off work. I don't know, I'm just working hard on the opening of my business, Babe Wax, which I think it's cool that we both have Babe in our name.
Well, we are babely queers.
Yeah. So I'm just gearing up for that, and so spending a lot of time on moved into my space and making it look really cute. So that's really fun. And lately I've been getting into, I don't know, a lot of like Facebook arguments about binarism and cisphobia, which is really fun. So that has been my last 3 days off, has just been constantly online doing that, which is unusual for me. Maybe you all do that, but anyway.
I feel very triggered.
Yeah, I love that just literally happened, by the way. Maybe you all do that. You dirty homosexuals.
Maybe you all do that all the time, but I certainly have better things to do. I'm just kidding.
You're not kidding at all.
Wow.
There were no jokes to be had.
I don't know. It just was like, you know, you take a break from it, and then you go back to it, and you're like, why? Why am I doing this?
I know. I've run out of a lot of. I don't really have any space for that anymore.
Good. You shouldn't. Well, it's just, yeah. I don't know. I used to not, and then all of a sudden, apparently, I do. So, but anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Okay. So considering that we were talking about our business names, so my whole thing is that I have like a all gender waxing salon, and someone was arguing with me that babe was not a genderless word to use, and that like there's a certain connotation that like the queer community, how we use it, and how like everyone's a babe and everyone can be a babe or whatever. And I was like, well, first of all, I already registered the name, so I'm not going to change it. And second of all, I think everyone can be a babe, and I don't know. What do you all think? Do you think it's like a somewhat, it could be used as like a gender neutral?
I mean, I think it has a very specific connotation in the queer community, and I think a lot of that is just colloquialisms, but also like Babeland is a huge is a huge influence in a lot of queer communities in metropolitan areas. So I think that says a lot about it too.
Well, I was kind of like, I feel like you having the word babe in it was sort of queer coding it in a way.
Yeah, it was. That was my intention.
Yeah, and then I mean, and then for me it says like Babe Wax and all gender waxing salon, so it's like all genders literally right next to it. So
right.
Anybody who's going to be like, well, I can't go there because I'm not, you know, like I'm not too worried about. Maybe,
like no one's worried about cis bros feeling emasculated.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Not the point.
I was like, that's not my point of being an all gender waxing salon, is so that they feel comfortable, of course.
Right.
So anyway, yeah, good.
Yeah, I mean, I think the point is that it's supposed to be a little bit more open, so that I know there's a lot of transmasculine folks I know that feel really grossed out about salon settings because they're super hyper feminine.
Exactly.
And, it's just not comfortable.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, definitely want to make space for those folks for sure. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you should totally get one of my Crown of Success baths.
Yeah, maybe I could even retail it at my salon. Oh my god, how cute would that be?
Oh, that'd be incredible.
Oh my god, I want to. As soon as I have the funds to do it, I want to, for sure.
Okay.
We can do a little,
You can be a Strega Babe official supplier.
Yes! That'd be so cute.
Authorized retailer of Strega Babe products.
There you go.
Then you can say that you're, cross country. It's
Yeah,
great.
I'm bi-coastal.
You're practically international already.
Basques.
Well, there's just something that's so like weird about like like starting a business last week and then being in a Vice documentary about it. Like, work it the fuck on out. You know, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pat myself on the back for this. This is good.
Yeah,
Like,
that's amazing.
I don't know if they know what they're getting themselves into, but I'm gonna enjoy it.
I'm happy about it. You know.
So is it just the ritual baths stuff that you're doing for right now, or are you expecting to add on stuff?
Well, right now it's baths, but I'm gonna go from there too. Baths are sort of the mainstay, but I'm just trying to figure out where I want to go from here because I don't want to like create things that people don't need. You know,
Yeah.
I want it to be very specific and very targeted and maintain the overall purpose of it, which is the idea of practical magic, which has been practiced by poor people, and so it needs to be accessible and it needs to be affordable. You need to get bang for your buck. One of my baths is $15, but it's a 4-ounce jar that can yield you at least 5 rounds of baths. So you're not getting 5 one-time baths out of it. You're getting 5 like concentrates out of it, which could last you anywhere between a 3 to 13-day bath.
Amazing. Yeah,
So-
definitely making it affordable is such a huge deal. Like, it sounds really, really reasonable, basically.
Yeah. And not like a bunch of, I think after a while we've all seen those quote unquote metaphysical shops / tea rooms, and you're just like, will you stop? Just stop. Because everything in there is always like at least $50 for like a little rock, and you're like, what are you doing here? Yeah.
Yeah, so what are some supplies that you all would like to see?
Huh.
I don't know. There's a couple of people who make ritual incense stuff, but
It'll be interesting.
I don't know if that's like already, I don't know if like what market is oversaturated or not in like the magic.
I mean,
industry,
I personally could always use more like herbs and such, but I don't know
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know like what kind of like, if any kind of like licensing you would have to get to like sell those or anything, but like that's just kind of what I usually fall short on.
Or like herbal, yeah, there's a lot of like maybe herbal tinctures and stuff.
I mean, yeah, I could work on let's see, would you be interested in like oils?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like oils you could anoint yourselves with?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think a lot of
I
people would be into that.
actually thoroughly enjoy having an anointing oil for rituals. So
Yeah.
yes.
But also like an oil that you can wear every day too?
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay. Let me pull up my notepad here and start typing out ideas and then pricing, seeing if this could work.
This is just like a focus group for Sugar Babe.
Yeah, this basically isn't even a Kikis. This is just I just brought you here for this.
I demand to be compensated for my time.
Okay, let's see. Sugar Babe focus group wants oils. Okay.
I've actually really been needing to do a focus group stuff for my salon too. It's a really good idea.
Okay, so we have 4 non-binary people here. Chue Fab, Chue Mab. So it's a pretty good cross section, I would say. As far as if you're trying to create like a completely gender neutral experience.
Mm.
And the non-binary
Yeah.
takeover.
Yeah. Well, mostly for me, I'm mostly. Well, okay. Here's something that maybe you all can help me with if you want to change subjects. Did you want to keep going, Dakota?
I mean, yeah, but that's fine. You clearly don't. So, cool.
Let me just change the subject. One thing I was thinking about was, so with waxing, like, obviously touch has to happen, and usually for the salon that I work now, it's just like, all right, if we're gonna wax this, then go ahead and get undressed, and here we go. And I try to be very, like, aware of how somebody feels about that. Some people are like, okay, and don't care. Other people obviously are a little more cautious or embarrassed or scared or whatever is going on. And I just really wanted to also make my business super, super consensual and have
That's
like
super important, especially in that environment.
Especially, yeah, totally. And I wondered if there was a way I could put something on my intake form asking people about how they're comfortable, or how they feel about their body, what touch is okay, what touch isn't okay, and a way to do that in sort of an efficient, official way, or at least able to, like, open that conversation up, and also just to, like, show that I'm also, like, somewhat knowledge and consent and touch, and, anyway. I don't know if you all had any ideas about that. That's kind of been something I've been thinking about for a while.
No, I definitely think that's super important because I've worked in salon settings for years, actually, and it's important to do that, Like, when I am doing a makeover, even at the store, I'll say, like, can I touch your face? And they'll be like, oh, yeah, thank you for asking,
Yeah.
What is this? Yeah, I mean, is there any other things that you guys think that you might like as far as Stragabab goes?
Maybe like an ounce of your blood?
And some of your tears.
Just like an ounce.
And some of your tears.
You guys are fucking awful, I swear.
And sweat, just a little bit.
Just
The essence of
tiny
Dakota.
bit.
You know,
If you could just make
the full kit of the essence of Dakota. Some blood, tears, sweat, hair, maybe some
For
nail
ritual.
clippings. Yeah, like,
People would probably buy it too. Oh Lord.
people would die. Yeah. Especially after your documentary comes out.
They're gonna say, I'm gonna wear this and I'm gonna be Dakota.
Do you think that people would want to buy candles?
Yeah, for sure.
well,
Yeah.
of course.
Duh. Yeah, make some candles that actually are, like, has natural essential oils made and, like, smell not chemically. I hate those kinds of candles.
Well, I wouldn't make them scented. That's because that's very forbidding for people sometimes, for people who are, like, scent sensitive.
Yeah,
So
that's
what I
true.
would do is I would do, like, a 7-day candle that was carved, dressed, and, like, rolled in oils and herbs that you would burn during your bath. So it would be like a coinciding thing.
That would be really cool.
So it's like, it's a pull-out candle. That's the whole point. How much are... I'm actually looking at, like, bulk pull-out candles right now, just to, like, see how much they are. Let's see. Okay. Availability in stock. That's great. How do I buy them? The fuck? Anyway.
Oh my gosh, Namoramon says, Strigababe, a Cheese and Kikis subsidiary, which is also a holding of Cat Black Inc.
Oh Christ.
Not at all. No, it is not. Stop it.
Oh god, Dakota, do you want us to support you on Patreon? Cue outro music. The
Catback is a
I'm
sole
right
proprietor
now.
anyway.
I'm so at that point. Like, tomorrow, if I make these YouTube videos, it's going to be like, bitch, give me the money. Support me in my life, please, because I am going through it.
Dakota, you didn't read the fine print. Cat owns everything, Chloe says. Oh my god.
Oh, God.
I love her new twist.
I mean, do you think that people would want to buy, like, spell kits?
Sure. I mean, like lots of other people sell them. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to, find clients and customers who would want them as well, especially if they enjoy your other products.
Yeah.
Huh.
The sensible business, non-binary.
Yes! These statues are everything! I don't understand this site at all. Oh, because they literally want you to, like, call with an order, and then they'll tell you how much it'll be. Bitch, are you out of your mind?
Oh, look. That means it's going to be expensive.
It's like, what are you doing? That's not what I want.
Especially calling on the phone. Like, who does that?
Yeah, it's like, why would you not make it easy for people to give you their money?
Actually, I just ordered a bunch of stuff from my salon from a place that you have to call, but they're cheap, so that's why I did it. But I was like, why? I feel like I'm in 1999.
Yeah, right?
I mean, you are in Portland, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that kind
it's
of
true.
the thing?
It was. It ain't no more, but the dream of the 90s is dead, for sure.
I mean, I've never been to Portland. I don't know. I don't understand your way of life.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. But online ordering is definitely a part of it. Just like how hard is it to have an online form? These days, I don't think it's hard.
Gazes wistfully out the window. When will my online purchases arrive? Me.
Just looks outside. Is that the UPS truck?
Oh, original products. Can I order in bulk here? Shop by product. Don't mind me.
So, what are the hot topics this week? The Drake video.
Who brought a topic, please?
What do you all think?
Oh, that's funny.
Girl, fuck you.
What did you all think of the Drake video? Everyone's freaking out about it.
Oh god, I didn't even watch the actual video. I've only seen those.
I've only seen all the memes, and I'm completely sold.
I don't understand why everyone's freaking out about it. I really, really don't.
I'm not gonna lie, he looks fine as fuck in that video.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say that. I mean, he does for sure, and I actually did enjoy the video. I'm not dissing Drake at all, but like, why are people freaking out? I think it's misogyny. I think it's.
I personally feel very strongly about. I don't know if you guys know about this. Hold on. This is what I'm the most concerned with in the world of memes. This.
Oh my god!
I can't see it.
It better
I'm
not
on
be
the
that. It better not be that. I see the name Demi Lovato. It better not be that thing. Hold on. I swear to God. Load faster. Load faster. Oh God, it is! God damn it! Fucking poot. Oh my God.
So a fan took this horrendous photo of Demi Lovato, and then it was shared on Tumblr, and the caption was, Demi's twin sister, she was locked in a basement her whole life. This picture was taken the first time she went outside. Her name is Poot. And then all of a sudden, somebody made a Twitter handle, official Poot, and started tweeting as Poot Lovato. And then they were saying things like, I've been hiding for a long time in Demi's basement, but it's my time to shine. I am Poot.
Okay.
Then, Wattpad, which is a site through which you can self-publish books, someone made a 12-part autobiography, which
Oh
is
my
already
God.
read over 100,000 times, and it's The Secret Life of Poot Lovato. She wasn't born cool for the summer, so they locked her up in the basement thinking she would rot there. How wrong they were when they found out that she lived a secret life down there, and what a life. Oh, I forgot to introduce her to you. Her name is...
Oh my God.
And then it led to a Wikipedia entry for Poot Lovato. Poot Lovato was released from captivity after what appears to have been years, if not decades. Little is known about Demi Lovato's twin sister, but rumor has it she has the voice of a feral angel, and she is set to have a debut album come out soon. Then someone altered the Wikipedia pages for basement, outside, and cellar so that they would all reflect that not only are they one or more floors of a building that are either completely or partially below the ground floor, they also now say that they are Poot Lovato's old home.
Oh my God.
This has gone too far. I mean, I love it.
Somebody needs the Lord.
Then they started plugging it into like actual existing memes, like signs as the Lovato sisters: Demi, Aries, Taurus, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Capricorn, Poot, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Sagittarius, Aquarius, Pisces.
Oh my God. Oh, and then oh my God, the Marina and the Diamonds album cover one is my favorite.
It's incredible.
Ah, oh God.
I don't know. Her at Hogwarts though is pretty damn good.
You're a wizard, Poot.
Is that what it says?
Oh no, it says Harry Potter, but I'm like, you're a wizard, Poot.
Oh my God. Then all of a sudden, I don't know if you guys know this, but then Twitter solidarity movements have risen up with her with the hashtags, hashtag I stand with Poot, hashtag free Poot, hashtag justice for Poot.
Oh my God. I'm kind of on the fence about those, but oh my
And
God.
then someone tweeted, honestly, I am Poot Lovato. Then they posted, even Facebook users have been touched by the story of Poot. Apparently over 300 people have changed their names to Poot Lovato on Facebook and have listed their occupation as prisoner at Demi's basement, lives in Los Angeles, California.
Oh God, too good. Which, speaking of like debut albums or whatever, even though it was just a single, everybody's like yelling about Adele's new song, and I wanted to know if anyone else heard it because I heard it.
I haven't heard it. I only heard a snippet.
I haven't heard it. What do you think?
I like it. Like I don't know. Like I was never like really huge into Adele, but I like her voice. And, like it's a good song. You know, it was cute. It was a very moody type thing. You know, really great for the late fall.
Ugh.
So I'm kind of interested
Cute.
in
Cute
seeing.
sounds like a read.
Oh no, not.
It was cute.
Oh, I know. I can never say anything cute ever without something like that. Sounds really shady. Like no, like it was. I liked it.
You liked it. You liked it.
Yeah, I'll see
I'm
if I
just kind of
can
like,
find
sorry,
it
go
and
ahead.
link. No, I'm gonna see if I can find it and link you guys because I saw the video on my dashboard. So.
I'm kind of like, how long is she gonna carry on this? Saying her age on her album, like, you know, how
Yeah.
long can it be until she's like
Probably
Adele
30.
49?
30 will be the cutoff.
Right. And then she's like, guess what? She stayed 30.
There we go.
I mean, I kind of just thought that she, took home the gold and was satisfied, but apparently not.
Yeah, I heard that theory too, and I kind of lived for it. Did that happen on the show, maybe? Where
Yeah.
we're like, she's just sitting at home with her Grammys, making babies, maybe. But
Yep.
it looked like in one of her pictures, I know she had lost a lot of weight before, but it looked in the album picture like she was even thinner, and I'm almost like, no, we love you as a big girl. You
Well,
hate
I
when
mean,
that
there
happens.
was- I know there was some concerns with her, I heard, about her health after the baby. So I don't know if it might be related to that.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely talking about people's weight. It gets tricky because of health issues, and you don't know what the hell. But in general, as an image as a big girl, it's hard to lose some of those people who, I mean, I could name off several people who were like an image for being like a big girl, and then all of a sudden they weren't, and it's like, dang it. But of course, you don't know what's happening in their personal life, so.
My heart and my thoughts just go out to Poot Lovato. That poor girl. Actually, you know what? We don't know how they identify. Let me not.
Yeah, we should invite Pooh so that, they can declare their identity.
I feel like they would make a wonderful panel member, honestly.
I went to this lesbian choir night a few weeks ago, and we sang an Adele song.
Which one?
Never mind, I'll find someone like you. It was so funny that I heard that song a million times and I was like, really? We're singing this song that was popular like 4 years ago.
I don't know I don't know what's happening right now, but you're like staticky and like in and out and breaking up. So I did not hear a word of what you just said.
Taken away by the robots.
It's not important.
Okay.
It's really not. That's because I'm on data.
Oh, I know that feeling. It's the worst. Oh God. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Who wants to place bets on when Jane Belcher will come out?
I mean, I can't guess really. But I'm waiting for it. It needs
I
to
say
happen.
by season 7. We're on season 5. We know that they've been renewed through 7. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it.
Hmm. Oh my God. So I'm reading this book for my English class, and it's by the same woman who wrote The Secret Life of Bees, and it's about this like slave girl and the daughter of this plantation owner who she like gets sold to for her birthday, And the slave girl's name is Handful, and she's like talking about how like as a slave like you have a basket name and you have a name that your master gives you. And her mother, her I think her basket name was Summer or something like that. But her the name her master gave her was Charlotte. And I was going on reading, and she got to that part, and I was like, God damn it, like, damn it! And then I kept reading, and then you figure out that she's mulatto, and I'm like, God, damn it. This is I was like, God, but the book has like a couple parts in it where from Handful's point of view, where she's just fucking going on and like being annoyed about how fucking like whiny and fragile and like entitled white people are, and I'm like, oh, girl, like, girl, I hear you, girl, I understand, girl. Oh my god. But yeah, it's like it was the shortest book on the reading list, so obviously I picked it.
You can tell because I was muted, but I laughed at that.
I was so like, I'm like, really, like.
I was like, and I realized I was muted.
I was like, oh, my slave name, like, damn, whatever.
Oh, Bounce, don't make my heart hurt. Stop it. No.
I know, right? Yeah, I can't see the other chat that y'all do, so everyone could switch to the Facebook. That would be great. I'm just kidding. For my benefit, that would be great if everyone could just type there.
Someone just posted this picture in the Queer Wish Collective, and it's an advertisement for Samhain condoms.
Oh
May every right a great make every right a great right with Samhain condoms, most trusted at pagan gatherings. Karma pack, buy one get 3 free.
You should sell those, Dakota.
Pentacle tip, 4 premium latex condoms.
I think that's risky.
Oh God! When it's time to stir her cauldron with your wand, trust us to be the magic circle that holds in your cone of power.
Sounds heterosexist already.
Right, like Samhain condoms when you want the thinnest veil between your worlds. Oh my God, that part is my favorite.
I would not want to sell condoms because if anybody gets anything or anybody gets pregnant, it's all on you. Liability.
And then you just gotta be like, well, did you know how to use them? Like, was there an air bubble? Was there an air bubble?
Did you pinch the top and then slide it down all the way?
Like, did you...
Was there an air bubble?
Did you, put it on wrong and then just continue using it?
Did you put 2 on at a time? Because that's how it works. That's the best.
Oh, Lord. I used to work for Planned Parenthood, so, like, I have heard all of this shit so many times.
Yeah.
No, don't do that. No, please don't do that.
Yeah, I was a peer sex educator in college, and oh man, it was really endearing to do some of the like freshman dorm rooms and stuff, and kind of cool like to hear everybody's questions, and yeah, it was so hard not to laugh sometimes.
Peer eds unite! Wow.
Yes. But yeah, kids at home don't put 2 on at once. That's the worst. One at a time.
It's funny though, like, so many of my friends get pregnant, and I'm just like, you know me. Like, how are you getting pregnant when you know me? Like, what?
What do you mean? Because you're a sex educator?
I mean, I went through, like, 40 hours of training when I was in the program for a year. You know, I did all the shit. Like, it's heavily just ingrained in me. I'm just like, condoms. Use them.
Yeah.
Call me for Plan B.
Yeah.
That was a really, like, good part about, like, being in the program, though, and knowing people in the program is that, like, if you know somebody that works at Planned Parenthood, you can get Plan B for, like, 15% less, I think. Like,
Nice.
it's something like $8 if you know somebody.
Oh.
So,
Shit, I was
like,
paying $50 a pop when I was a teenager.
yeah, so, you know, it's like these kids, they don't have anywhere to go, and they're like, oh crap, I might get pregnant, and you're just like, okay, I got it. Like,
Yeah.
you know. Especially if you're in that program, because it's so time effective. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I've taken it a few times in my day. Yeah, a lot of people that I knew were getting pregnant around me, and I was just like, condoms with spermicide, and birth control, and Plan B if I, like, accidentally skipped the birth control for a day,
Yeah.
or, you know, like, I was super paranoid, and now I look back and think of how I didn't have to do all that I did. I
But,
just
I
was
mean,
like, it ain't gonna be
you
me.
didn't get pregnant. You didn't get pregnant. Like,
I didn't, actually, so, yeah, I didn't. Turns out I'm just, like, infertile or whatever it's called.
Oh,
What is it
well,
called?
most people say infertile. I don't know if
Okay.
there's, like, another
And
term
then
that people prefer, but that's the only, like, medical term I've heard.
Well, I'm never gonna find out because it's never gonna happen. Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. Never.
My grandma, back in, like, the 50s, had 5 children by the time she was, like, 24 or some shit.
Wow.
Like, she was a badass. Like, she put up with a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, I did a little bit of Ancestry.com stuff to trace my grandmother and her family, and all it showed basically was that, like, the women on her side of the family had, like, 12 kids. Like, for so long. Like, the least amount of kids that somebody had was, like, 6. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah, well, I mean,
cannot.
my grandma had a lot of miscarriages, actually. And so if like all of her pregnancies had, you know, ended like, you know, like she wanted them to, she would have had 12 kids. Like, not even exaggerating.
That's like a little colony, I swear.
It really is.
Thank you. Ugh,
But I
fuck
think
that right home song.
the most kids any of her kids had was 3.
Yeah, it was funny. I was talking to this lady the other day, and she was asking me if I wanted to have any kids, and I was like, no, I think I'm good, and whatnot. And she's like, wow, so, you know, you just, you know, all of these. She wasn't okay. I'm making it sound more judgmental. She wasn't very judgmental, but she was just like, oh, so all of this, you know, all this time it's taken, you know, ancestors and years for you to be here on this earth, and you've just decided that it's going to end with you. And I was like, well, I have 3 other siblings that have multiple babies, so I think I'm good. Like,
my family line does not need to continue. Like,
right.
Which
Well, I
you
mean,
messed
like,
up.
exactly, and that's like a whole nother thing. Like, I really am sick of people being so concerned about having biological kids, to be honest.
Yes.
I think it's rather gross and problematic and needs to be
I mean,
stopped.
if you end up like getting pregnant or whatever, and you want to keep it, like that's fine. Like, I have
Your body,
absolutely
your
no problem
choice,
with
yeah.
that. But like setting out to intentionally have a kid, like biologically, and being so hung up on it being biological, it's just like you realize how many kids need to be adopted and get the fuck out of abusive households, right?
Right.
Like, you can have a million fucking kids,
Right.
but you don't need to be making all of them. Like,
I know, and it's so funny because I talk to women who are like, I can't have children, and I'm like, actually, you can.
Yeah.
Just I'm like, you probably absolutely can have children. So I don't know what you're referring to, even though obviously we know. But
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I understand that, like, the reality of adoption and fostering and all that is actually a lot harder,
Yeah,
easier said
especially
than
depending
done.
on how, like your living situation and whatnot. And like, a lot of times if you're queer in like certain states, like, oh, and
Exactly.
if you're trans, oh fuck no, they won't let you adopt.
Right.
But
Yeah, it's easier said than done, but I'm just sort of sick of the mostly, like, weird.
especially like, just straight people that just want to be making babies that, would have no obstacle in their way of adoption, really.
Right, right.
It's just.
And biological family is just a heterosexist assimilationist, all that shit. So, but that doesn't mean that because you want a biological babies that you are like that, but it is a part of that system.
Just be aware.
I just have to, put a little blurb in there for people who might get offended.
I mean, it's actually like something that we've talked about, I think, a couple times on here. So
Yeah. Ooh, it smells like
something that always needs to be brought up,
Yeah. So, where is everyone? Is it just
Has everybody left
Eugene
us?
saw?
Are we running the show?
That's cool. Yeah, let's run the show.
Wow!
Oh, this is how
Yelling.
you do it.
Oh, wait. Something's going on in the key.
Oh, Chloe's here. But Chloe's cooking. Yeah, what?
Very much to the point that, like, asexual couples are prevented from adopting, like, like,
Wait,
there's
let me
all that
see.
sort of stuff, but.
Oh my god, really? What the fuck? Oh, because of the whole weird law about, like,
I mean, we want you to be married. You can't, you can't be. Or not even, like, married, but, like.
Or that like, the consummation has somehow to do with, like, actual marriage, too. Like,
Yeah.
legally, like, if you don't consummate a marriage, then you have an easier time getting an annulled or divorced or whatever, and that's, like, a part of it. I'm sure that has something to do with it, too. I'm just imagining, since that's the case, that, like, consummating love is, like, a legal issue, which is weird.
Yeah, that's actually kind of strange. Like, I grew up, like, my mom has a really, like, traumatic brain injury. Like, it's not severe, but she can't really live on her own. And so she's kind of just been in different facilities throughout my life. Like, we're really close, but she hasn't lived with me. So when I was living with my paternal half, I, like, got, like, this stepmom sort of thing. It's sort of thing. That sounds awful. But, like, like, she's basically just a second mom to me. And we're always in touch and whatnot. Like, we're actually hanging out Sunday. And she always had issues, like, picking me up from school and shit because she wasn't, like, a legal. She couldn't be legally adoptive of me while she wasn't married to my paternal half, and they were both just like, this is a platonic relationship, you motherfuckers. Like.
Yeah. Oh, Tori can't get on. What the fuck?
Oh, wow. Chloe said one instance that she heard of was that they deemed that because they were asexual, they were mentally incapable of raising a child, therefore
What?
adoption was denied. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
That
It's just business of what people do. Ugh.
That just doesn't make. How does that affect your ability to raise a fucking child? I mean, I
Yeah.
would think like straight parents would be a lot or a lot more like fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, that's super ace-phobic or whatever you want to call it, for sure, of
That's
the mental, like, state of people who are asexual, you know?
like what? That's the world is a strange, strange, strange place.
And it also always, I think I've even tied stuff back to this before, but just like the priority people have over children versus adult humans, that apparently children have all this, you know, sacred things that they need to tiptoe around for the cost of actual human beings. And in this case, apparently saying that if you're ace, then you have mental issues. That's terrible.
Yeah.
What else is new, though? Of course, it's like that.
They thought the relationship wasn't real or had real love in quotes in it to raise
Right.
a child in a healthy, loving environment, which apparently included a kid walking in on their parents having sex. Yeah, it's like what the fuck?
I knew that was coming.
Like, why
Yeah.
would a kid even like when you're like a little kid, wouldn't you just kind of assume that your parents are ace? Like that's not a thing you think about. You thought that you came from the goddamn stork. Like, what the fuck?
Right. Right. Yeah, I don't know.
Or I was
That's what
actually told that I came from the cat. I was told by my sister that when babies are born, they live in a cabbage for 9 months, and then the cabbage just kind of
Yes, Cabbage Patch
explodes. Well, then the cabbage it gets fucked up. Then the cabbage explodes and dies.
Oh.
And that's how you get both babies and cabbage. And to this day, I don't eat cabbage.
You don't eat cabbage
I'm just like
because it's actually like
this is a living being, and you know, it's so. My sister told me a lot of really weird shit when I was little. Like, if you don't run away from the toilet fast enough when you flush it, a monster will come out of it and eat you. So I ran away from the toilet as fast as I could until I was like 12.
I feel like I did that too. Not quite till I was 12, but I do have a memory of me as being a little kid, like running, flushing, and then like running away.
It's like, no, it's gonna get me. It's gonna get me.
I kind of have a topic that I feel like you had. So one of the conversations I kind of continuously get in with, and it's with my own queer community, but mine, is the discussion about femme identities, and particularly with AFAB folks, and sort of because okay, so I identified as femme for several years, and as I was coming into my non-binary identity, I decided to kind of like hold off and be like, hey, like femme and butch isn't quite an identity that is working for me, especially because as I identify as femme, a lot of I'm not seen as a trans or non-binary person, I think, because of that. So,
yeah.
And also for me, I also just was like, in my head, I was like, femme and butch is also a binary that maybe I just want to step away from for a minute, figure out if those are words that are like pertinent to me or important to me, or communities that I want to be a part of. And I get faced, so I kind of like for this example, someone posted on their Facebook about how they they're like, how do you know if you're femme? How do you know if you're butch? I'm having a hard time, like, figuring out when I am. And it was sort of just, like, a genuine sort of, like, call, you know, like, they weren't trying to be a smart ass. They were literally, like, about how the community that we're in, you can't, it doesn't seem like you can be both. So, like, which one do I choose, and how did you know if you chose? And I posted, like, fuck that binary, be who you are. And I think it's a good call out to say that, you know, it's hard in our communities, it's hard to be both. And but that was the gist of it. And then I was met with some not so bad, but some, and this is the conversation I've had several femme groups, even when I identified as femme, whether or not, and they're like, well, femme is not binary. And I'm just like, okay, I can see where people who might identify as femme or butch also incorporate it with other, like, gender fucky terms and can be this or that and all that. But it's also, to me, I'm just like, femme and butch is a binary by definition as it stands alone.
I mean, it's definitely a binary, but I think it also, like, it just depends on, like, how a person uses it and what it means to them, like. But
absolutely,
yeah, like, the way that
yeah.
the larger community, like, definitely, like, it is very much, you have to have all of these qualifiers, and you're just like, can I just sit over here and be a question mark to y'all? I want to be a question mark.
And people use those terms because I don't have no problem with people using those terms to describe themselves. It just gets sticky when people begin to describe the people around them as femme or butch, and without knowing if that's their identity. And to me, that's where the issue comes in. And to me, I also was like, why do we have to use these words to describe each other? And as far as me deciding to just, like, instead of, I just kind of want to step out of it. And I'm not even, like, anti-femme or anti-butch at all. I just am like, can I sit over here and just be, like,
like,
why must we, like,
not, you know? Like, I'm still figuring myself out. I don't know why you think you have me figured out. Like, what?
Yeah. And I think that, like, absolutely it depends on how people are using those terms and what it means for them. But I think also to say, like, well, femme's not a binary, it's like, that's great if that's the reality for you, but for a lot of people in a lot of communities, it still is.
Yeah.
You know? So, I don't know. I mean, like, I definitely wanted to check myself because my worst fear in getting these conversations is that I'm seen as a femme-phobic, misogynist, you know, person by just simply questioning whether or not we have to, like, do we have to use these terms, or encouraging this person who obviously was, like, having, like, a moment where they needed to talk to their community about, like, being one or the other. Obviously, the person is experiencing that binary, you know?
Yeah, like, I mean, in that case, it would seem obvious to, you know,
obviously can't be both.
Point out that that's kind of just some more, you know, heteronormative adjacent bullshit, you know?
Yeah, a part of me also thought that maybe, like, the arguments that people have against what I was saying also is just sort of this fear of the unknown and fear of people who don't identify those ways. And a lot of, like,
why are you trying to break our boundaries? We set them up so nicely for you. Oh, can't you appreciate anything for once? That's how I feel like all the time.
Exactly. Like, people get, it's like, just because I have a non-binary existence, including not wanting to do the femme thing currently, all of a sudden your identities are being threatened, and you feel like you need to like back them up. And all I'm saying people it is a binary, and for some people it doesn't work. And that's simply that. I have no problems with people even gathering around those identities. I think that that's cool. It's just that realize that when you're naming these spaces for certain identities, you're leaving out people who don't have those identities. It's okay to not be all inclusive, but at least be admitting that,
Yeah, like these other things
just
exist.
admit
It's almost like turf adjacent. Like
a little bit.
we don't
Can be for sure.
It runs along the same ideas of like you don't exist, you shouldn't exist, why do you exist? Can you exist within our space and just shut up? Like
Yeah, or it's just like I don't need you to defend the fact that you're femme and that like you're having, for example, like femme spaces because you think butches are taking up all this space. And in my head, which was an argument that was made, was like, well, femme space, like no one's trying to have anybody identify one way or another, and we made femme spaces so that because there were so many butches taking up space, and I almost wanted, I didn't say this in the thread. Yeah, I was like, you are naming this, you are again partaking in the binary of femme or butch, and the people who you think are butch taking up space, have you asked them what their identities are? Some of them might even identify as femme. You're going off of a look, butch or femme, and that's what I have a problem with.
Yeah, and it's also like, we never said like we had a problem with you. We just say that we want these other spaces, and for some reason, we have a problem with it. I mean,
yeah, people get like. Yeah, I think it's just the fear of the unknown, the fear of, well, if you think that existing outside of femme and butch is bad, and it's like, no, it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work for a lot of other people too. Just me. for talking about misogyny in queer communities and the space that is taken up by, masculine of center folks and how it plays out, but I'm also like not here to just to be, I don't know. I'm personally therefore make femme only spaces because it doesn't quite fit with me anymore,
Yeah.
I don't know. I've had constant conversations for the last few years because I identified so strongly with femme and was a real person in Portland and online in some of those communities. And then as soon as I kind of started questioning my gender or coming out as non-binary and sort of trying to settle that as a person who was seen as a cis femme, and the conversations I've had trying to around that have always just been like, well, maybe you're not femme anymore. So and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Guess I'm not.
It's like, well then, I'll pack my bags and leave.
Yeah. Well, yes, I'm not wanted. Anyway.
I won't stay where I'm not wanted.
Good day, sir. Good day.
Good day, sir.
I'm back.
And again, it's just funny to have.
Hello.
Yay! Thank God.
Where's Dakota?
Probably
Have they
just
fallen asleep?
working on their business. What?
I remember once on the show they fell asleep on camera, and it was like for a while we're just watching them. That was.
Oh yeah, I think I kind of remember that. Or I remember one where they were like laying down, but all you saw was like their wall, and then when they woke up, you could see them like sit straight up.
Yes. You're just like, oh, they're rising.
They probably did pass out. They either passed out or is on to another focus group about Sugar Babe.
I mean, focus group to focus group. Gotta run a business.
I mean, they just started their business. They got to have it all on point. They have to have it politically correct.
I mean, I'm just saying because, like, they're not muted, so I think if they left and did another thing, they would have muted themselves.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I'm just like, Dakota, you all right, girl? Are you over there? Hussy?
Are you breathing?
Hussy?
Hussy? Oh my god, I did it!
A snore. Hussy?
I don't even know where that's come from. I just hear y'all say it. So.
Oh god. Cracking boys. Sorry, I can't help it, y'all. It's called testosterone. Actually, that reminds me, I'm incredibly late for my shot. Fucking, they gave me the wrong needles. They gave me the wrong needles. I cannot inject an inch-long needle into my stomach. Yeah, I could use them for intermuscular shots, but whenever, like, you can only really do intermuscular shots in your butt and in your legs. And anytime I have, like, any shot in my butt or legs, there's this really intense allergic reaction sort of thing where I'll get, like, this huge rash that won't go away. And it just gets really red and, like, the biggest mosquito bite that you've ever fucking seen, like the size of a goddamn golf ball, just in my leg. And my first endocrinologist, even though I was having all these issues, he wouldn't switch me to sub-Q shots because he was just like, oh, well, those don't work. You know, I've been doing this for 25 years and I've never done anything. And, you know, for 25 years I've done everything the same and it always works. And I'm like, what the fuck? It is, you know, it pulls out my executiveness and my wanting to stamp out everybody else.
That should be the voice you do on phone interviews, and then you show up in a pink tutu.
Oh my, you're basically describing my life though. Like, I've been wearing tutus constantly, just walking around with my bass and a tutu, and people just look at me, I'm just like, yes, bitch, I'm in a fucking tutu. It has kisses all over it. Kiss my fucking ass.
Yeah.
They're just like, but why do you have a sideburns and a tutu on? Why don't I? Fuck you.
Did I tell you about the time that I was on the bus with Boy Drag on for 10 minutes?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, and what happened?
Did I tell you about that?
No. But this sounds like interesting.
I was only on the bus for, I swear to God, like 10 to 15 minutes. I wasn't riding that long. And it was my friend's birthday, and for their birthday, I wanted to be in Boy Drag because they love me in Boy Drag. So I just got on the bus and was like, whatever, I'm going to be on the bus for like 15 minutes. Who cares? And I got harassed 3 times. I was like, whoa.
I was like, what are you?
It was a lot of, okay, I say harassed, but maybe that's a little dramatic, but like, yeah, it was just a lot of kids laughing at me for sure, like in my face, and then somebody like screamed talking about how faggots are moving to Portland and how they need to get the fuck out, and that for a second I was like, ooh,
oh, that's definitely, I find it funny now. Like, anytime somebody calls me a faggot or something, I'm just like, yes, and? Like, I'll just respond.
Like, yes.
You said my name? Yes?
Yeah. What? I mean, you know, you called?
Do you want directions to the dumpster?
Or, like, if it's, like, some really, like, big straight dude, I'll just go up and start hugging on him and, like, start trying to kiss his face and just be like, oh, I thought you wanted it, obviously, if you are calling me a faggot.
I thought you were...
you wanted to hug it.
Did I misinterpret your, you know...
Like, the wheel that squeaks wants the grease, you know, that's what my English teacher told me. Oh my god. I had this cunty-ass fucking English teacher, and she like retired the year that I was in freshman, and every time she like our school's in the middle of a cornfield in Michigan, and so there's a lot of bullshit that happened there. And every time she would hear like a slur, she'd just quietly walk up behind the person and just be like, "Takes one to know one," and then walk away. And she knew that she was not allowed to do that.
Wow. Like I had a teacher who like I don't know, like when like someone would say like, "Oh, that sucks," and it's like, think about that word. Just think about it. Think about body parts.
Sucked.
And tell me if you want to say the word again.
I mean, I still would. I never understood why people were so offended by that word. I'm just like, you're taking it to the dirty place. My first, thing when I think of sucked is a goddamn sucker, so fuck off.
That's why I just started saying it really sucks dick. Really sucks.
You gotta be upfront. It sucks dick.
What should I wear?
I had another English teacher that, well, apparently some students found out she wore thongs and she regularly bent over.
Ah! Whoa.
He was my English honors teacher in 11th grade? No, 10th grade.
Have I told y'all about the really creepy teacher that I had for 2 years in a row? Even though, like, we were we hated each other. They moved him from 7th grade to 8th grade. And fucking, he'd always be wearing, like, these khaki shorts, right? And he'd have, like, this art stool. And he'd put his one leg up like freaking Captain Morgan. And always, so his fucking small-ass dick would be right in our goddamn faces. And then he'd lick his fingers and start rubbing his nipples in front of an entire class of children. He did this for years, and every time somebody said something about it, the school was just like, "Oh, well, we think that that's for, like, his heart problem." And we're just like, what fucking heart problem does he need to be a fucking pedophile for? Like, nobody ever did anything. Like, he used to be the fucking track coach, and he couldn't be the track coach anymore after years of being like, no, he's like grabbing girls' asses. Mm-hmm. And they're still letting him be a teacher. And it's just like, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy on your soul.
There was like one substitute teacher when I was like in middle school, and like this guy was fucking creepy. Like he like fucking didn't blink. And he would just stare. And you like most of the time wouldn't say anything. And everyone's just like, oh, he's fucking creepy. He like would, especially when he would like do gym, he would just like, the idea of everyone in like their gym clothes and him just watching in the corner. It's
no.
Really, really creepy. And like he would always like have the boys play longer than the girls, when they're dividing up whatever. But I heard that story, but one thing that happened with one girl is like he was like helping her. It's like, oh, she asked a question about something. He was like subbing for history or something. And then he would place his hand on her back. No. And then he would keep bending her over so he can look down.
Oh, Christ.
And then, so after a while, and trigger warning, after a while, we just noticed he wasn't around anymore. Like, it's pretty nice. And then we found out that he was caught. He raped a girl at a different school, and so he was in jail.
Oh, wow.
So we're like, yes, that makes sense. It was only a matter of time before he's going to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like...
There's definitely... I've run into a lot of people like that.
Yeah, I feel like we all have stories about, like, when we're underage and have creepy-ass pedophilic folks.
I hear snores.
High schools and stuff.
Definitively. I just heard snoring. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Dakota is gone.
Wait, let me hear.
Yes,
we're taking over the show.
Well, it was on cue.
Being up job.
Dakota is such an amazing host.
They really are, though.
They are tired. They just launched their business. Like,
Oh, they're a business.
Yeah.
They're a business.
They're having
like,
their,
the reason why this
they're a business person.
Business non.
well, so who's gonna end the show? Like when the show needs to end.
Oh man.
Oh
It's never
lord.
happening.
Because Google will kick us off at what, like the 6 or 8 hour mark?
The eighth hour, it will kick us off.
Oh,
So all we need to do
Has
is
anybody
stay
been
on
checking the
until 7 in the
comments?
morning.
no.
Oh lord, I haven't in a while. Let me do that.
I wonder if somebody said
Yes.
anything about my rant.
Matthew Daniel, all I can picture is Mads walking on that bus, very cat blacklight, feeling their oats, thinking that they are the most passable thing in the world, and Darian just being in the back with his arm around some day trade and something that I can't read or pronounce, head wrap, like, sir, ma'am, sir, no.
Ha! My boo got Sir Ma'ams the other day. It was so funny. I wasn't with them, but they went to the grocery store, and I guess they didn't forgot to put the divider between their stuff and the other person's stuff, and the checker outer was like, "Is that his? Hers? His?"
Oh, I got ma'am sirred. I got ma'am sirred at
And my boo
school.
just, like,
oh my god.
My boo just like smiled and didn't say anything. I was like, I love you.
My favorite is when like I don't shave for like a week, and like I don't have like super noticeable facial hair like when I don't, but like if you look, like you'll see it. Like, and I have like people do double takes and shit. And so there was this dude. I was at the vending machine, and like an extra, like I think yeah, like sometimes they like if you swipe your card, sometimes an extra water comes out, like, and it doesn't charge your card. Now it's like, oh well, like I have this like extra. Does anyone want it? And he's like, I'll take it. And I'm like, okay, it's like handsome. And he's like, thank you, ma'am, sir. And like just like kind of looked at me again and was like, ma'am. And
You're just like, bitch, I gave you something. Bitch, I gave you something.
I just kind of laughed.
But they're like, I'm completely confused right now.
I love it though. I'm like, yes, and gender ambiguous, whatever. Like,
Yes, I know it really doesn't. It doesn't actually happen to me that often, but it did happen to me not that long ago. Like right after I got a nice, fresh, queer haircut, and I was in like a skirt, and I had full makeup on and everything. And this person on the bus stop was just like, "Are you a boy or are you a girl?" And I was just like, "Exactly." I was like, "Yes, I got clocked."
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, that was my first ma'am, sir.
Oh,
Favorite.
Kikis first answer. Put it in the book.
I did.
First man, sir.
I came home and swiftly jotted down a journal entry about it.
Or you could have if your parents kept like the babies first. You're like, you just wait, mom. Where is this? And it's like, I need to put this in there. Like, if people just started adding on to their baby books. Oh my god.
Oh my god! I actually wish I could find my baby book. Like she had everything, like this thick ass baby book with Mickey Mouse on the front of it, and I don't know where it is, and it's annoying me.
In my baby book, because my entire family's in AA, right? So like my daycare was like AA, like they just brought me along. So in my baby book it goes, he was at his first AA meeting today.
Oh my god.
Wonderful.
I just misjudged myself. Oh well. That's really weird though, like, cause I remember, like, I'm just like, I came out once, so I got my entire family to use him house, and then I'm just like, never will they know that I use these two services. Nope. My grandma actually knows. I'm just like, no, you have a hard enough time not calling me she. As long as y'all cannot do that, like, we're cool.
I just have so much homework that I'm probably not gonna do until last minute, like usual. Um, and I hate everything about it because I don't have time to do the things that I want to do because school, but whatever. Oh my god.
Yeah.
This summer's coming at the best time.
Dakota, even in sleep, here to remind me that my life is terribly droll and boring. Yes, girl. I know.
Oh, I
I
hope they watch
know.
this back.
This is why I don't talk about myself. But let me
It's such
not.
a reflex. It's like an ingrained, like almost like muscle memory.
Yeah, it's like, but let me not, spiral down into Julio territory, and yeah.
Oh.
Last time
Uh-oh.
it was just like saying hussy in their sleep. They can hear your voice and they're just like hussy.
Their snores like.
Yeah. Summer aesthetics.
I can't.
At
Show's
first,
breathing.
You have to
At
listen to
first-
it more.
At
You
first, I
know.
thought that was me because like I'm wheezing because of my asthma, and then I'm like, wait, no, not me. Oh my god. Well, here's to hoping that they wake up at some point.
They just have the show go on. They just wake up at like 4 in the morning. Nobody's here. We're all just like, wake up with message to the queue. Where did y'all motherfuckers go?
Gender man, it comes from the woods to make you trans.
Oh my god.
We're here. Gonna fuck your children.
I was thinking something.
This is just gonna turn
Oh,
into
so
like.
another thing. So I that screenshot that I sent y'all on the chat earlier today about, so this person made this status about how like cis isn't a bad word and that it's just a description, and that like just because I'm using the word cis doesn't mean that like I'm saying something bad or that I think that all cis people are bad or whatever.
But they are.
And then I posted this like yeah, and like actually the word cis was created to give an identity to people instead of identifying them as not trans, like from the concept of like the norm isn't cis, or the norm isn't like you identify with the sex that you were born, but rather everything has to be identified because that isn't true. And so therefore like cis as an identity was formed so that we're not just using it as like, anyway, you all understand what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like you need a term instead of just saying like, oh, I'm normal, and like that's a term for not normal.
Right. Exactly. Or that even out of respect that your identity isn't what you aren't. Like to say you're not trans is like, or to say that you're, or when people say, it's so funny to me when people say non-cis, because I'm like, actually that's sort of contradictory considering why cis was like formed, and why people are using that is because we're trying to describe people of what they're not. So if you're saying not cis, like maybe you should be more specific about what you mean by that. Anyway,
well,
but yeah, and then it just like back.
Just use not cis to exemplify that I do not stand with them. I am cisphobic, and got a problem with it. Send it to my PO box.
What is your PO box? 'Cause I need
You have it, girl. The chainsaw Santa.
Oh yeah, I can find it. It's in my contacts somewhere.
Yeah.
But then the status like totally backfired, and it was just all about like cis people being like,
I'm writing.
cisphobia is rampant, and it needs to be stopped using negatively, and
Well,
blah blah
I'm
blah. And
glad
it's
it's
just like
catching
it's
on.
just a fucking yeah. And I think it ties back around to what I was saying earlier about when identities gain any kind of validity in any kind of conversation that isn't theirs, they're all of a sudden like, well, what's so bad about being cis? And it's like, again, shut the fuck up and take several seats.
Several. Yeah.
Anyway, it was just funny. Because I think they meant to just be like, it's just a description, like, don't worry about it, I'm not using it always negatively, and just because you're cis doesn't mean I don't like you. But then all these people were like, yeah, it just was like, whoa, backfire.
Yeah. I just I've gotten to the point where if I feel like that type of thing would happen, I just I'll just leave it alone or something. Like I don't really post anything on my Facebook at all because I do have through forums like these, and through chats and all that kind of stuff, I get that type of interaction, and I just kind of don't. The type of friends that are in my friends list aren't the type of people that I need to inform about anything. I like having friends who are like kind of on the same level. It's like, oh, you get what I mean. So, anything
Right.
that I would post would be redundant. And I like that. So. But I mean, it's kind of interesting. Oh yeah, for NaNoWriMo, if anyone is aware of like National Novel Writing Month, where you write like a 50,000 word novel or rough draft or whatever. And what I decided to do was basically use that instead of doing like a novel, writing basically a bunch of essays that are going to total 50,000 words. And most of it is going to be about racism, which is going to be super fun.
Sounds cool. I've got a lot of friends that were doing that like in 7th grade or so, and they could never finish it.
I finished it like twice, and I haven't done it in a few years because
Yeah.
tired. But
I mean, it's definitely like very. You have to dedicate yourself.
Yeah. Well, I guess what happened was I was looking at like the type of stuff that I write already, and I was just looking at the word count of it, and I was like, "Fuck, this is 2,000 words," and I wrote that in like 3 hours. I could probably do this, and it's kind of easier for me to write on that type of stuff because I already know what I already know about. It's not like I have to think of a story like what's gonna happen next, and it's like, how can I fit everything into this thing? So it's probably going to be a lot easier since, some of the stuff, I wrote in like 30 minutes, and then like posted it and like, fuck.
I mean, my NaNoWriMo, or whatever, however you pronounce it, will probably be consisting of a 50-word comic strip. So, or a comic book. So.
I think there are some people who have modified it to like, like someone writes like a song every day or like does art every day, or I don't know. There are a bunch of type of things where you just create every day for a month.
That's sad. Like I've been meaning to do a Halloween issue of Hell World, but with legal bullshit going on that I will not talk about on air. I really don't have the time or like the mental wherewithal. Like I haven't been sleeping, y'all. Like my PTSD is back, and it's back with a flare. I'm just like, I got my life. It'll be a lot better coming up in the next few weeks, so hopefully. So I'll let y'all know more about that when we're not,
Mhm.
broadcasting.
But we can't put all of our personal details. Who wants to know my social security number? Probably a lot of people, because I have good credit. Should have said
What? I'm just gonna be like, what is credit? Nope, don't get it.
that.
I'm dyscalculic. Fuck it. Like, honestly,
Hmm?
I could probably work with, like, a debit card sort of thing, but if I had to, like, figure out interest rates and all that sort of shit and not get myself in debt because I'm dyscalculic, like, credit cards are not going to be a thing in my life, girl. That's just not going to be able to happen.
Like, okay, so when I had like an economics class, and I think it was like kind of like a student teacher from the university, and like, oh my gosh, like my friend, she accidentally read them really hard because it's like, oh my gosh, like who wants to go to the University of Alaska? That's so lame. And he's just standing right there. And he's like, some people think it's a very good school. And then, and so he was like trying to like tell us like the dangers of credit cards, and I was like, yeah, of course. And like even like some people in my class, like this was probably when I was a junior or a sophomore, and like some people were like, yeah, I've already gotten a loan, buy my laptop, blah blah blah. And then the guy was like, so everyone knows here about like the dangers of credit cards, and you're like, yeah. And he's
You've
like,
already been fucked.
and then he's like trying to talk up credit cards. He's like, oh, you've gotten too much negative information about credit cards. I have to overcompensate. I have to teach you something. And yeah. It was very interesting. He taught us about supply and demand, um, and the type of supply and demand graph where it's just straight up, no matter what price it is, it's always going to have like a high demand. He described that to us as the heroin chart, because no matter what price, people are going to buy it.
Matthew Daniel, the group silence to listen to Dakota's snores. These tears, but hopefully they wake up soon. Just play a Cat Black video and I'm 100% positive they will wake up to turn it off. Silencing trans women of color is the #1 priority.
Oh my gosh.
Subscribes to Chainsaw's Patreon to get exclusive blogs about cisphobia and why it is necessary. I should just, like, put some bullshit on my like YouTube thing other than the unlisted reflection videos and just have it be like I'm trying to offend you cis people. Like if you get offended, that was the point.
It was a joke. It didn't have a sense of humor. Oh my
You're
god.
all awful. I want to drive the bus to beat all of you up and, just support me on Patreon. Let me take those monies.
You always have to hear that snore. And if we just suddenly stopped hearing the snore, I would really worry about Dakota.
It's just like call 911. Anybody know their address? Like, come on, I need help.
My friend, they just stopped breathing. Where are you? Where are they? It's like, wait, how do you know that? It's like I can hear that. I have a microphone in their apartment, and then I get
Oh my god. If you. I have a microphone in their apartment. Christ. I think you were a stalker.
a microphone in their apartment, and we can all hear them. But that really sounds bad in a police report. Just doesn't sound good.
Oh my god, I'm getting into drag. I don't even know where this is going. It's
Like-
going in weird places.
Like
That
what type
is
of
where
play?
drag is supposed to go.
But I'm wearing sweatpants.
Okay. That's a
And
look.
maybe a backward cap.
Are you gonna wear a sports jersey? Because then I know where this is going, and I would have to tell you to please stop.
No, I don't have sportswear, Chloe.
Good. There's hope for you.
I mean, yeah. I'll get on cam later and figure it out.
Okay. Hopefully you can just keep on taking the scenic route and not take a U-turn.
Yeah. Well, I'm not performing, so it's like it's like when I'm performing, I just kind of put on whatever if I'm gonna go in drag, and you never know what's gonna happen. The character finds you, you know. Oh my God! You know what I should do? Oh no, maybe I shouldn't do that. Never mind.
Oh, did I tell you my brother's actually performing in drag in like a couple weeks for the first time?
Cute.
Ooh.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
Oh,
Here's drag. Put it in the baby book.
drag.
Oh my, yes. I'm so pissed though because I'm not gonna be able to go see him because fucking it's it's at a place that's 21 and up, and that's just not a thing.
You're not 21 yet?
I mean, certain parts of my body might think I am, but no.
I thought we were the same age.
No, I'm the baby of the T's and Kikis group.
There is somewhere, I swear to God, I read your birth date and I was like, oh, we're the same age.
Oh yeah, no, that's bullshit. I always put my birthday down on like social media as the date of the Chernobyl disaster because it's really easy for me to remember.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
And it's also, just a weird thing of I came into this world on, some day when there was nuclear radiation seeping through the planet. April 26, 1986.
That's when, conceptually you were conceived.
Conceptually, probably. I mean, my mom was probably dropping a lot of conceptual shit back in 86, yeah.
Oh my God.
Actually, I think my sister was born in 86. Or 84.
Read on your mom.
Me and my sister are 13 years apart.
Read on your mom.
What about my mother? Oh, not even read on my fucking mother. But both of my, paternals, or whatever the fuck, were, dropping a lot of shit back in the 80s. And 90s. And my child, This is actually really funny. Like, my mom wouldn't give a fuck if I told y'all this. Especially because she's never gonna fucking see this. But when I was, like, a baby, she was in her... I think I was, like, a year and something months. And she was in her friend's van, and they were, smoking a couple joints. And they just start hearing me giggle from the back seat. And my mom goes, oh, fuck. Baby's stoned. My first time getting high was a year and a half. Jesus Christ.
Hi. Wow, you have a lot of babies first that are actually were when you were a baby.
Yep. Baby's first bourbon was when my babysitter wanted to put me to sleep, and he did not have the time for that bullshit. Baby's first glasses were at 9 months old. Baby's first curse word was fuck.
Aww.
Of course.
I like seeing little children cuss.
It's so funny.
Like, have you seen like I think it was like a Will Ferrell Funny or Die video of like the little it's like 2-year-old is playing his landlord that's asking for like rent, and he's like, "Give me the fucking money."
Oh my,
You
I haven't seen it.
It's so, and then also he redid it too with like that same baby is like the bad cop in like interrogation. So it's really adorable because they realized the baby was at like the perfect age where it would like repeat everything but not really remember everything. So like the baby would just repeat exactly what was told to it. Well, they can get a lot of a lot of lines of it's like, I need a fucking drink.
Oh Lord, when my nephews start talking, me and my friends are gonna fuck them up.
Corrupting you, keeping
Making them all.
I mean, my nephew Oliver has already got a real good start. He knows how to use an e-cig, and now we have to hide them from him. He figured that shit out all on his own.
Aw, babies for Z-Sig.
Oh, Christ.
Why can't we just title this episode Babies First?
Yeah.
It's the 11th hour.
Yes.
I should find my baby book one of these days and just like read it on the show. Just a live reading of Chainsaw's childhood. That'd be weird.
Oh god.
So, um,
Oh god. There.
what else is there to talk about?
We can talk about weird people who like have like a weird obsession with castration because they're super scared about getting someone pregnant. But this is a comment I just got from a person who's just kind of plaguing Quora with all these weird questions, and they always boil down to, they just don't want babies. And I really think that they really don't have to worry about that because no one wants to touch someone who constantly talks about how they think that their only resort is castration.
I mean, you just gotta get those fast deference snips.
Well, he seems to believe that, there will still be sperm in the urethra like a year afterwards, and like what if there's like one sperm and like it's like a year later and then like I have a baby, oh no, and it's like, what?
That's not a thing that happens. I worked for Planned Parenthood. No.
Yeah, like you can't talk
Sperm will not stay inside your dick for a year. No.
like you can't talk sense to this person. And like I saw a question once where it was like do straight women find eunuchs attractive, or like are some women willing to date like the eunuch or something like that? And I have heard of like nolos in which men who they still identify as men but they decide to get their genitalia removed. And like, well, and then also there is a history of like people, castrati, like, you know, getting, like, running away with women and all that kind of stuff. Like, they're really popular with the ladies. One, because they were really rich and famous, like rock stars, and two, I guess, obviously, some women did find them attractive. The same thing with Roman eunuchs. I think there were also, there's, like, some poets who, like, really, they're like, you know, when a woman, they really distrusted eunuchs because they're the ones who, they felt that they're the ones who sleep with all the married women. And it was kind of really interesting of, like, reading about, like, the history of male eunuchs. But anyway, I was about to, like, respond with something like that, but then I realized it was this guy who just wanted more information, or to, like, to express his paranoia that, like, this is the only way he can never have children, is to, like, castration. And it's like, you have issues. So that's basically it.
That's like the opposite of penis envy.
This is why we need sex ed in schools. This is exactly why. Everybody go donate to Planned Parenthood and ask them about their peer education program.
Like, this guy responded to a comment from months ago.
I mean, somebody needs answers. And they need them now.
I mean, he just repeatedly, he asked, like, a bunch of different questions, and they all lead to the same place. Like, this is, like, you know, because sometimes he leads it, like, a lot of the trans people kind of end up interacting with him a lot more. And then it's kind of like, oh, this could be a person, you know, non-binary, transition, or something like that. And then we're like, oh, wait, no, it's this dude. And then when we're all talking, like, the queer group, it's like, oh, no, this is the guy who's obsessed with castration. And we're like, oh, my God, you talked to him, too? And, like, everyone's talked to him somehow, some way. And
that's kind of creepy.
Yeah, he is really, really creepy. But he hasn't gotten banned because it's not like, I don't think he's intentionally trolling. I really do think that he is dealing with some things that answering random questions on the internet is not going to solve.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't know. I'm not going to respond to this person, and I'm just don't know how to respond to that. Yeah, so I'm not going to respond. Oh my God. It looks so beautiful. I need this tea. This tea's gonna be mine forever. Or until I drink it all.
Matthew Daniel, chainsaw. First curse word was fuck me, so your first sentence was fuck the patriarchy? Very edgy.
Oh my gosh.
Ah!
I mean, I was definitely exposed to those ideas from the time that I could talk.
Say it wasn't fuck the patriarchy. You can't find your baby book to confirm that
That's actually, like, an interesting thing. Like, I told y'all in the key about, like, these two aunts that I have that I was always, like, super close to that I found out are turfy. Like, apparently, because I came out as trans when I was 12. And apparently, when I was 12, they took my stepmom out to dinner and were like, don't let her know that she can be trans. Don't let that be a possibility. And I'm just like, y'all are the reason, like, I do art. Like, y'all are the reason behind me being a feminist, like, being a queer activist. Like, you're everything to me. And now I find
Yeah.
out why you don't talk to me anymore. That's great. That's really great. And it's just
That's
like,
fucked
oh,
up.
fuck. But it's like, I have, I mean, you know, like 3 other pairs of aunts, so, like,
Grandmother just, she was busy.
I mean, they're not, like, biological, but it's like, I just grew up around them from, like, the time I was born. You know. They just kind of got adopted into our family very queer-codedly. Because, like, this is interesting. My paternal half that was very abusive after I came out as trans, like, apparently he's trans. Like, when he was, like, a kid in the 70s, like, his parents took him to, basically reparative therapy.
Wow.
And he just thinks that he's not trans. And I'm just like, you're telling me you went to reparative therapy. And he's just like, no, they just set me straight. And I didn't, want to deal with that anymore. But, like, all of his friends are lesbians. Like, I grew up always around lesbians all the fucking time. Everybody calls him a lesbian. And he's, like, so transphobic because he's fucking trans. I'm just like, Lord have mercy.
Mm.
Sir. Sir.
That somehow reminded me, I guess, apparently a new Assassin's Creed game, Assassin's Creed, is it Unity or something? One of the characters a trans
I heard something about that, but I
Like,
haven't, like, read into
I
it a whole lot.
I saw like the new Anita Sarkeesian did a review on the game, and that's where I heard it from. And also, like, none of the female characters are like sexualized too.
That's pretty cool.
Like,
So, like, even if they include like a binary trans guy, I'd still be very worried about some bullshit. Because Lord knows there are a lot of binary trans guys that are fucking assholes.
Like, the things that she brought up about it, that, like, I mean, it's, even though in the trailers it showed one guy, the thing is that the one assassin guy, like, the thing is he has a twin sister, and, I guess she's, like, a more dynamic character, and she is actually more in the game than, of course, the trailer shows. The trailers even show her, and they're both assassins, of course. And I guess the only thing is, like, that the story goes on, it focuses on him more at times. And then, of course, Anita pointed out that there are no people of color except, like, 2 or 3 characters.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I have a Game Boy, and I have a PlayStation 2, and my broke ass isn't getting anything else until it's under $30. So, I'm just like, all of these games sound interesting. I'm just not getting them for a very, very long time. Like,
Yeah. And also probably buggy as hell.
right?
I mean, I really did enjoy the memes of, like, the eyeball teeth people.
Yeah.
Like, oh, eyeball, teeth, and hair just floating.
That's what I don't get about, like, the games that are coming out now. Like, they're so rushed, and you have to, like, get all these random ass expansion packs for them. So what, do they expire? Like, what can you play this game for 10 years? Because I've been playing my games on my PS2 for 10 years. They're just fine. Yeah.
I think the thing is that, like, they quickly shut down servers too. Like, you have a server, you play with other people, and you have to connect to a server because They want to make sure that these games aren't pirated, but at the same time, they're also cutting out people who buy their games secondhand.
Yeah.
So,
It's
like,
like, I don't have $80 fucking to go spend on your fucking games. Like,
yeah,
let me sit back here with my goddamn Nintendo.
or even when like people just like loan their game to a friend, like, oh yeah, here you can play it. Like, it fucks a lot of people over who are just trying to save money, you know?
Yeah. I mean, the console industry, if it wants to survive, is gonna have to revert in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
Because,
I mean,
like, this freemium type bullshit, that's not gonna last. That's not a thing people really enjoy. And if they do, they're addicted and they need to stop because they're going broke.
they do any of those things. I mean, for like I think Sony definitely came out against Xbox when or Microsoft with the Xbox when Microsoft was trying to pull that like DMA stuff where you had to have the key, you had to register the key just so that it can be like, oh yeah, like I legit bought this game, and then it screwed over a bunch of people, and
Yeah.
then a lot of things with like Xbox games. Bye bye, Charlotte. Night
Oh,
night.
bye. Love ya. Have a nice time at school.
Bye.
God is dead.
But
That snore though.
The snore is real.
reverb is real, but it's just the reverb of the snore against the wall. Um, but anyway, yeah, I think Microsoft was kind of being douchey, but and also at the same time, it's like a lot of these games are so big budgeted that like
Yeah.
you can't. It's like a lot of focus groups, and it's a lot of paint by numbers, and then a lot of like hard deadlines of like if things aren't working out, they're just gonna rush things through, and because
Mhm.
they patch it later, they just do. So a lot of these games are just released buggy because oh, we can just change it later. We can change it later. And,
And then you
game,
try and get it, a year later, and you find out that you got the shit with all the bugs and you can't fucking play it. Like, what the hell is that?
or you have to have an internet connection. But then if you buy this game buggy and then years later they just don't support that game anymore, you know?
Mhm.
Really just take the game down. I think
Like, what the fuck is that,
mm,
If I pay, like, because most games these days, $50 to $80 usually. If I pay that much for something, I want to be able to play the fuck out of it for years. I have a Pac-Man game paused on my television right now. I've had that since I was 8. Like, it
yeah.
still works. It will always work, and I know it will always work. Like, it's not buggy, it's not a piece of shit, the graphics are good, I don't get the problem.
hmm
Like, the only reason I would, like, upgrade to a better system, honestly, is for Dragon Ball Z shit, and even for that, you're just like, I don't know how to fucking, how do I play with other people? What is this thing I have to do? I don't understand, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And now, personally, I can't even find time to play video games anymore. Like, I'll probably play the last Uncharted game, but or I'm waiting for the Last Guardian, which is the and like the Shadows of Colossus and Ico type of game. But I'm just waiting to like, oh, when that game comes out, that's when I might buy a PS4.
Yeah.
That my parents already don't buy it for my brother. If they just buy him a PS4, then I'll just use it. I'm not gonna buy that shit myself. Fuck that. I just realized I know he's gonna get it. He's gonna get a PS4.
And it's so annoying, too, because, like, all of these new systems, like, they don't have playback like they used to. Like, if I upgraded to a PS4, I couldn't play this shit. Like,
I think well, I'm hoping. I think PS4 should be backwards compatible. The ones that aren't backwards compatible are like the Xbox shit.
really? Because I know that they stopped doing it like halfway through making PlayStation 3s.
Huh.
Like, there's one version of the PlayStation 3 that's backwards compatible, and then the other one isn't.
Okay.
So I just kind of assumed that the PS4 wasn't backwards compatible.
Let me just see real quick. Oh, yeah. Let me see. Oh, I guess PS4 is not backwards compatible. Let me just see. PS2.
The PS2s are.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, well, PS4, it can play PS2 games.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Mm.
I'm still not gonna get something that's like, what, $200 fucking for those goddamn things?
Yeah, I mean, like, the thing is, like, you have to have games that are worth it, and a lot of these games that come out are, like, buggy and not worth it because they're just kind of reiterations of old ideas over and over again because there's so much money. They're not going to spend money on, like, a new story. It's all going to be Halo and Call of Duty.
I think that they have risen.
They have risen. They have
Good
risen.
morning.
Have risen.
Indeed.
We love you.
Oh, no.
No.
It was just a nightmare.
No, yeah, false alarm. I'm just imagining, like, I guess, like a cult that's trying to raise their dead god, and then they're like, oh no,
That is Dakota. That is Dakota.
oh no, they're still no. We can do it, guys. Come back at 5. We're gonna try this again.
They're off doing something, or are they new to us? Like on their thing, so they won't interfere with us or something. I don't know.
What are you talking about? Mute Dakota?
Dakota. No, I'm saying Dakota probably either is off doing something because they just woke up, or like turned their sound off so that they couldn't hear us waking them up.
Only the Lord knows.
Only the Lord knows. And the Lord is Dakota.
Well, there's only one true judge, and that's Dakota. So chill and let them do their job.
I mean, that's what I always say. Let them get on that Swiffer wet jet and, clean your shit up.
Did they literally go back to sleep?
I think so. Because they're still not, they're not muted.
Back to sleep!
The shade! The shade!
Wow. Putting on my guy liner. Because guys don't wear eyeliner, they wear guy liner.
Oh, Matthew Daniel, you get a trophy. Please someone send Darian to get the pokey flute from Mr. Fuji to wake up this genderless Snorlax. I am living for this Gen 1 Pokemon season Kikis edition fantasy in my head. Yes, we're Gen 1. Honestly, if I got out of the anime after it didn't have Misty anymore, and I rewatch it now, and I just realize it was because Misty is the fucking shit, and I am her.
We are all Misty.
But the games are still cool.
I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Pokemon.
I don't know anything about that.
The only thing I know about Pokemon is that my brother was really into Pokemon. And he watched all the videos.
I'm really into Pokemon. Like, really into Pokemon.
My mom probably,
need
like,
help?
when I was...
For my Pokemon? What?
What?
Who needs help? Help is now on the way. If you thought that you were going to come here and get help, you are sadly mistaken. Go seek Jesus. Jeebus. Christ.
Jeebus. But when I was my brother's age, my mom probably wouldn't have let me get into anything like Pokemon because my mom saw a fictional movie and she thought, no, I don't think she saw a fictional movie. I think she heard it being talked about on the news or something. And she thought that there was like a guy who got so into Magic the Gathering cards that he got into like the underbelly of like the criminal underbelly of like a city, and he ended up playing Russian roulette in a sewer.
Oh yeah, that's definitely some sort of bullshit rumor. I don't have the intellectual capability for Magic the Gathering. Like, I'm good on like season 1 Yu-Gi-Oh. And even then, I can't really add or subtract. So.
Yeah, I don't know. My mom just saw me looking at Magic cards because I just thought I was like, no, they're pretty. You know, I just wanted to like that has nice art on it. And my mom told me that story of like there was this guy who got really into it, and next thing you know, they found his body in a sewer because he was playing Russian roulette. And I was like, that. I remember as a kid, I was like, that doesn't sound real.
Like what sort of bullshit fairy tale is this?
Like, how does that logically work out? Like that, like, oh, first you get into Magic, and then you get into like, you know, high stakes poker in the sewer, and then you get the rush, and then you get in with the mob, and then like there are high stakes Russian roulette games, and
oh shit.
I
Teasing
mean,
Kikis left group chat. Oh no.
What?
Teasing Kikis left group chat.
Okay, we're gonna be on temporarily then. Maybe their laptop ran out of power or something.
Probably.
maybe they just hate us.
Everybody leave comments now if you want us to discuss something because you have maybe like 10 minutes.
And tell.
Off air.
I mean, I really think it was the best Teasing Kikis ever.
You know, the later the better.
Except for all the cisphobia, because it's really hard. Like being part of the majority, and just like when you find out someone doesn't like you, it's just like, you know, it's just like Hitler.
Basically,
Christ. I need a moment for that one, girl.
Like, I mean,
Hitler.
you're just like Hitler if you don't automatically like or accept me because, you know, I didn't. It's like you're really oppressive right now. Don't question me.
And don't call me cis just because I identify with the sex that was given to me at birth.
It's
You're
just
putting that identity onto me.
like, it's just like, why can't you just call me normal? Like
I thought the point was like unity and world peace.
This is like making me uncomfortable, and this is just like genocide. It's not world peace.
It's like genocide of cis.
Like
I'm so obsessed and I'm so discriminated against, and I don't get why you can't understand that. And you know, I mean,
you know, like when I go to the doctor, I keep thinking about when you call me cis, And then when I'm treated for whatever ailment that I have and I take my medication, I keep thinking about what you said, and I really feel like it significantly made my life worse because you called me sick.
Yeah.
In a Facebook.
Felt like going to shit.
Like, I think I'm going through like some psychological trauma right now because you just called me sis, and it's like really hard, and I really don't think I can like sleep. You know, it might be because I'm binge watching on Netflix, but I really do think that it's all of your fault. And I'm really triggered right now.
It's just so distressing, and you people, you don't understand what it's like to be normal. Oh, there goes Mads. We're just dropping like flies. Is the Grim Reaper coming and executing us one by one? Is that what's happening? God is dead!
Is there a teasing Kikis serial killer?
Oh no! Wait, I can't say this out loud.
That is horrible. Oh my
Great.
God. That's actually making me paranoid. That is actually legit scary.
Oh no.
That is so scary.
Happy Halloween!
Oh God. The scariest monsters are the real ones.
For real though.
Oh my gosh, that is too real. That is just too.
It's got to be real.
Oh yeah, it has to be real.